how could Shakur beat him if he can't hurt him? That would be my question.
Listen, you don't have to hurt him, you just have to outscore him. You know, Shakur takes a good shot though. You know, he's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't live in, because he's so superior. And it's boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat.
I think it's going to be a great fight. I think that I keep mentioning Mayweather versus Castillo. If you haven't seen that fight, watch that fight. Castillo beat Mayweather with the same style.
You know that. I'm the best fighter in boxing. Skillful fighters, two talented fighters, you know, two fighters that at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science.
How you beat Teofimo Lopez? Because there's a blueprint out to beat Teofimo Lopez. Ain't no blueprint, damn Shakur Stevenson. Lopez don't know how to beat Shakur Stevenson. Ain't no damn blueprint. But I tell you who got a blueprint on how to beat Lopez. That's Shakur Stevenson. Know how to beat Lopez? Yeah, Lopez don't know how to beat him. Hell no.
Boxing the Legends are sharing bold and at times surprising predictions as they analyze the clash between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Experts weigh classic contrasts like speed versus power, defense versus aggression, and ring IQ under intense pressure.
Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez.
That's a good damn fight too. See, that fight is skill for skill as good as this fight. Yeah. But they just haven't been around long enough to prove themselves yet. But skill for skill, as far as equality, to me, Bud and Canelo are equal because where they're in their career. Because how accomplished they are. These two guys are also equal where they're in their career. Because they're accomplished, but not as accomplished as these two. But they're still equal.
Sure.
Accomplished. You understand me? So those are two good damn fights that won't
About the boxing community, legends and analysts remain divided but deeply engaged in the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup.
Ultimate skill fighter versus a boxer who's twitchy, and twitchy sometimes beats out skills. Sometimes that's the side that can really beat a straight up boxer to me. Somebody who's twitchy. You know, because they don't fight, you know, as normally as most boxers fight. They give angles, body movements, bouncing around like a Lomachenko would done, even a Crawford does, you know what I'm saying, moves different angles and so forth. That's why they can beat a lot of boxers. A lot of people are rolling with Shakur, and I understand, because he's dope. But I don't know who's going to show up what day. What Shakur showing up, or what Teo's going to show up. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, you know, we going to always, Shakur going to always be Shakur. The offense that we saw from him in his last fight was just, he knew what he had in front of him.
It does go back and forth. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Teo, what I do is I remove all the negative about what we know about Teo. I remove all of that and then I look at the fighter. That still is a good fighter. You know what I mean? Strong, fast, you know what I mean? Explosive, unpredictable, and he can hurt you. And every time he's had to step up, he really did step up. You know what I mean? But besides the Cambo fight, but he stepped up. So I think Shakur. Yeah, my first mind tells me Shakur. And I thought about it, yeah, I'm picking Shakur by decision, but because this is fighting, anything can happen, you can't count.
Former welterweight champion Shawn Porter recently sided with Lopez, pointing to his versatility and adaptability, especially at 140 pounds. Porter feels Lopez has multiple routes to victory against Stevenson's disciplined and methodical approach.
Like what Pierre said, you know, the twitchiness, that athleticism that Teofimo has is what would give someone like Shakur problems because it throws off his timing.
Yep.
Shakur is flat out amazing. I've watched this kid. He can find anybody's time.
Right.
So if you give him the space with just like feints and stuff like that, he gonna still pick it up and he's still gonna find it. I got a feeling this thing is not gonna be boring and
Legendary fighter Tim Bradley took the opposite view, stating with confidence that Stevenson is simply too technical and too smart for Teofimo. Lopez, Bradley believes Shakur already owns the blueprint to win and that Lopez hasn't figured out how to solve him.
You know the damn rest. Can somebody please tell me how you beat Shakur Stevenson? Please somebody tell me how the hell do you beat some damn Shakur Stevenson? I'll wait. How you beat Shakur Stevenson? Can somebody please, on the contrary, please tell me how the hell do you beat Teofimo Lopez? How you beat Teofimo Lopez? Because there's a blueprint out to beat Teofimo Lopez. Ain't no blueprint out to beat no damn Shakur Stevenson. Lopez don't know how to beat Shakur Stevenson. Ain't no damn blueprint. But I tell you who got a blueprint on how to beat Lopez. That's Shakur Stevenson. He know how to beat Lopez. Yeah, Lopez don't know how to beat him. Hell no.
Teddy Atlas praised Shakur's showing against William Zepeda, noting how Stevenson mixed controlled aggression with his signature elusiveness. Atlas highlighted Shakur's effectiveness both inside and outside, his command of distance, and his sharp counterpunching.
In his last fight against Zepeda, being elusive while being aggressive. Walking them down, fighting on the inside, boxing well, still being able to counter, still being able to control space, but also be able to go into tight quarters and not be afraid to show that he's good on the inside too, that he can make you miss and make you pay outside and inside. Shakur showed that. That was great. That was great, and people applaud him. I applaud him. We were sitting there, ringside. I was sitting there actually with your sister, ringside, watching that fight. And it was a terrific performance. Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog like people like to show or like to talk about, and they wanted to see.
Atlas also stressed that this matchup features two elite, explosive athletes with contrasting styles, making it especially intriguing. He framed the bout as a high-level chess match where discipline trumps explosiveness, while Lopez brings speed, power, and unpredictability. Atlas says those advantages only matter if Teofimo can apply pressure for all 12 rounds.
I'm interested in the fact that, depending on who dominates their portion of the fight, that's how that fight will go. I don't think it's going to end in a knockout. I think it's going to go 12 rounds for sure. But it depends on how the first 6 rounds goes, you know what I mean? Because I don't think that Shakur is going to come out and try to fight or take the fight to Teo in the first 6 rounds at all. So if he's fighting off the back foot, if Teo can make it so that he's convincingly, or he's convinced at least Shakur that he may have won 4 of the first 6 rounds, if it's 4-2 in Shakur's mind going into the second half of the fight, or if I'm looking at him stealing those first 6 rounds, then it's an interesting fight going into the tail end, because Teo, to me, is a front runner, right? I want to see if he can carry his energy and his explosiveness late in the fight and not wear down. And then when Shakur starts to open up, can you steal some of those championship rounds from him?
Atlas envisions Shakur frustrating Lopez by forcing misses and answering with clean counters and crisp combinations. Teofimo could find success early if he starts fast, but Atlas predicts Stevenson's consistency and higher ring IQ will take over as the fight wears on.
If Teo comes out and does what he usually does, which is try to swarm Shakur early and keep Shakur on the defensive early, then he can try to steal a lot of those early rounds. And if he does that, then Shakur has to fight in the tail end of that fight. Now to make it real interesting. If I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Teo looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Teo is going to bring anything late in the game, you know what I mean, to this fight. I think if he is who he's always been, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight, narrative-wise.
Brain, like, damn, what if Teo catch him like on word though? You know what I mean? And hurt him. Or what if he just out hustling? what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of shit that crossed my mind, but I still like Shakur for the dub. I like Shakur for the dub because he knows how to win. Like, he knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? And he's always prepared to win. So, and I think Shakur respects Teo to the point where he gonna train like he's never trained before. Because this is a great fight for him. This is probably the best fight of his career up to date. Even though he's been in some great fights, this is probably the best opponent. You know what I mean? And Teo, same for Teo. So when it's like that, when you put Magic and Bird together, it happens. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of situation it is. Magic Johnson was nice, but Larry Bird was nice. You put them together, you get a nice game. You know what I mean? So